Good morning, honorable judges, respected audience. Today, I'm going to explain our ideas about the motion. I'm standing before you as the first speaker from the government team, and I'm honored to share our opinion about today's motion. Today's motion is about this house would heavily tax manufacturing corporation that automate majority of their workforce. Before we forward, let me start with the definition. It's automation is the implementation of technologies, computer programs, robots, or any others proceed to create a product with minimum human input. The example for that definition is like at supermarket there are like a self-checkout machine where the customer can scan items and pay by themselves. This is automation because the machine replaces the job of human cashier. We believe that companies should be taxed for replacing too many workers with machine because it hurts people's jobs and then makes them life harder for many families. This is clearly has a negative impact on workers. Imagine a machine can replace human life. For the example, your parents lost their jobs just because their jobs were replacement by machine. And before we're gonna move to the statement, I will give you a little detail about this first argument, protecting job. This definition about automation means companies use machine, robot, or technology to do jobs instead of people. When companies use a lot of machine, many workers will lose their jobs because machine do the work. This is a problem because people need jobs to earn money, take care of their family, and live well. Without jobs, workers face money problem and hard times, and the whole community can have more unemployment and unfairness. And now I will give a real example of what we are currently facing as human workers who are at risk of being replaced by machine. Many companies today are choosing automation because machine can work faster, don't get tired, and don't need salaries or benefits like human workers do. But this is exactly why we support putting a heavy tax on companies that replace most their works with machine because this company are trying to maximize their profits by removing people from the workforce. Without this tax, companies will continue to choose machine over people, and that will hurt millions of workers and their family too. First, there's like in-car factories. Companies like Tesla use robots to build car. This helps the company work faster, but many workers lose their job. And second, in fast food restaurant machine now do jobs that cashier, like what I say before, cook or service used to do. For the example like McDonald's, use machine when customer order and pay by themselves. And third, in places like development, many workers lose their job because factories use too many machines and the local economy got worse. We strongly believe that if companies use too many machines and move most of their workers, they must pay higher taxes. This is not just a choice, it's a responsibility. These companies are making huge profit by replacing people with machine. They save money, but real people suffer. That's why a high tax is fair. It will make a company think twice before firing workers just to make more money. The tax money can be used to first help workers learn a new skill so they can find a new jobs in other industry that still need a real people, not a machine. And second, give financial support to people who lost their jobs so they can still take care of their family while looking for a new work. And third, make sure no one is left behind the technology, meaning we help everyone, not just the rich or educated, to keep up with the change. And then this is important because we need an economy that is fair for everyone, not just for rich companies that only care about profit. If we let companies fire workers and replace them with machine without any rules, which is tax can be the rules in this topic, many people will suffer, especially poor family and those without college degree. That's why the government must step in and make sure that process doesn't hurt people who need help the most. And then I'm gonna move to the second opinion. Second statement is about reducing social inequality. This definition is about when big companies use machine to replace workers, they save a lot of money, but they don't always share that money with society. The right company owners get richer, but while workers lose their jobs and struggle. And third, this creates a bigger gap between the rich and the poor, and it's unfair. For the example, the company makes more money, but the local people have no jobs, no income, no way to support their families. The company becomes richer, but the community becomes poorer. Impact for us, it's always about if the government put a high tax on companies that automate too much, we can also use that money to support people who are left behind. This helps reduce a social inequality, the difference between the rich and the poor. It also sends a message to companies. If you use machine, you must also help the people affected. So this tax is not just about money, it's about fairness, equality, and responsibility. And the third opinion is about protecting mental health and social stability. The definition about this argument is about losing job. It's not just a money problem. It also affects a person's mental health. And when people lose their job because of machine, they may feel like useless, stressed, and depressed. For this example, this causes higher crime rate, more mental health issues, and a weaker community spirit. And impact like this keeps not only the economic stable about that tax, but also society peaceful and healthy. With this statement or argument, we strongly believe that this motion is the right step forward. And I now pass the floor to the next speaker. Thank you.